Hello, good evening. Welcome back to the channel Up the Reds TV with me, Andy Canby. So this one is a double header. This one's the post-match video for Leicester and the preview for the West Ham game, as Onslaught did the preview for that after the Leicester game, and obviously his comments about the Leicester game. So let's get to the post-match then. Liverpool, first half, slightly indifferent. It wasn't just happening for us. I think we threw in about 30-odd crosses. Made it very easy for the Leicester defence to deal with. Set pieces, the corners just weren't happening, either from Trent or Robbo. Curtis should have scored before they scored, and then obviously we concede a really, really sloppy goal for my liking. Anyway, I did say in my preview of the Leicester game I would love a clean sheet, because we'd leaked in 8 goals in 3 games and we just needed to tighten up on that. I think Leicester only had 1, maybe 2 chances throughout the whole game, and they scored from one of them. But I was disappointed in the way that we conceded that goal. And yeah, blame was on Robbo, coming in with his left foot to try and tackle but obviously there was a slight nick from Verge. If he hadn't had that, Ali would have had that covered. But my disappointment really was prior to that, the ball actually coming in. I thought Trent was awful in his defending there. He loses the ball in midfield on a 50-50, but he ambles back lethargically, thinking that Joey's going to deal with it just in front of him on his right. And was it Gravenberg, I think, trying to stop the ball from coming in. So he was way off it, no intensity for him getting back to his position. So I was a bit disappointed with Trent there. And yeah, obviously Robbo could have done a lot better with that. Having said all that, I felt that we were in control of the game. Once we got 1, we'd get 2, 3, others, and maybe 4. I thought the ref was really, really poor. Very card happy for us, and not for them. The decisions that he was making for both teams, if I'm honest, in the end, was atrocious. So second half, obviously, let me just tell you about, so we get the equaliser just before half time. Leicester came with a game plan, was to counter punchers, was to go down every 2 minutes with a little touch, delay the game. It's horrible to be a Leicester fan watching that drivel week in and week out if your players are going down like that. Daka was the worst one. Stayed down for 5 minutes, and then we get 2 minutes of added time. But luckily for us, we needed something special. I tweeted at half time, we needed something special to get us back onto level terms, because like I said, we threw 30 crosses in and we didn't really benefit from none of those. So yeah, Cody special, great finish, and we're coming 1-1. So I'm watching it from obviously inside the stadium. Lots of talk in the going on in the concourse about this player, that player, and yeah, it was just one of those. I knew second half we would up the game, and it showed. We played totally different football. It wasn't this, passing these 30-yard passes crossfield and let's see what happens. Everything was played on the deck. Now, I watch a lot of Liverpool training sessions, and it takes me a while to understand a session. I'm always interested because I'm a former coach and manager. So, but I could see why they have a setup similar to the 18-yard box when they do a training session. It's pass, 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 and they have 4 goals set up. and it was totally different, and that's what they did. The passing was all on the floor. None of them was going in the air. We were beating them for pure skill and intelligent movement. And so Curtis on his 100th appearance for Liverpool gets his well-deserved goal. We go 2-1. But before that, I think, was it... 2-1. And then, was it Cody got the one where VAR were checking? But even before that, VAR were checking about Curtis's goal. It went on and on and on. It was ridiculous to a point, especially if you're in the stadium. If you're at home, you're all right. You're in the comfort. But if you're in the stadium, it's just killing the momentum of the game. And it was pretty piss poor from PGMOL VAR team. So we took control of the game. Arne made the perfect substitutions at the perfect time. We were playing different football. We were always in control of the game. It was a matter of how we executed it. We have a different style of play under this coach, and you can see that. You evidently see in the two halves. The first half, we weren't at it. Second half, we certainly were. Although we had our chances, Mo had a couple in the first half, but I much prefer the second half performance from the Reds. They were dominant, and Leicester just didn't have a clue how to play against us. We are top of the league for a reason, because we're the best team in the country. We are top of the league in the European League because we're the best team in Europe, and it shows. Tactically aware, the lads are on it. They don't panic when we went to goal down. And what I also liked was that when you hit the ground, that us Reds don't panic as well. We get behind the team, singing away when we were 1-0 down for a long period of that game, because they scored in the 4th, 5th minute. And we scored in the 45th minute. So, and then, like I say, second half, full control. I gave Ryan Gravenberch man of the match yesterday. I really should have given it Cody, shouldn't I? His goal and his assists. Ali had nothing to do in the second half. He was just a bystander. He might as well been sat halfway up the Kop and watched the game from a distance, because there was nothing really happening for them. I thought Joey was outstanding, especially in the first half. Virgil as well. Robbo was okay, apart from the defensive problem that we're seeing from when the ball comes into the box and not dealing with it. Trent was very indifferent, body language wise. It's only my view on this, by the way. So I just saw when I watched him live yesterday. I didn't like what I was watching. I want the old Trent to be with us, and not a Trent that has his mind elsewhere. Just my opinion. Okay, if you talk, I want to be proved wrong by him and the club, and I hope I am. But that's the way I looked at it. I know you'll be probably screaming at this and saying, look, we're top of the league. What are you moaning about, lad? It's just an opinion. Okay, so midfield, Curtis did okay again, grew into the game, took his goal well. Ryan was Ryan. He lost, out of 8 duels, he only won 2, which is very unlike him. But he did his job, didn't he? Macca's Macca got stuck in, tried to get the game moving. Very patient in midfield. Up front, Cody was outstanding, and I should have given him man of the match. I probably can on here with you lot guys. Darwin should have had 2 goals in the second half. First one, he skied it way over the bar looking for a corner. It was just a bad miss, Darwin. Second one, Mo put him in. if that was Jota, and you know what I'm going to say, if that was Jota, that would have been in the back of the net. But yeah, Nunes was mad with himself because the keeper saved it. He was annoyed that it wasn't in the back of the net, which is good to see, really. That's the reaction that you want. Mo had a quiet game in the first half. That's because he wasn't being fed the ball. I could see in the first half, get the ball out to Mo. Their left back his pants, and that's what happened in the second half. We exposed their left-hand side and took the opportunities. Yeah, so it could have been more than 3. It could have been 5, 6 at the end. Their keeper made some good saves. So, yeah, good performance, and we needed the 3 points after Fulham had done us a favour. It's weird how the Premier League is working this season. And you look at the table and you see what the teams are in the top half, and you see the teams that are in the bottom half, which you wouldn't expect them to be. Big clubs as well. So yeah, all in all, it was a good 3 points from what I thought was a very poor Leicester team. Okay, let's talk about the preview then for West Ham. Arne said in the press conference that Ibu and Connor won't be available for the West Ham game. Now, after the West Ham game, we do have a week's worth of rest and training before the United game on the 5th, which I'm really looking forward to watching. I'm not going to be at the game. I've got other things to do that weekend, but I certainly will be watching it. So yeah, we get a good rest. So I'd imagine he's going to go strong again. Dominic Szoboszlai came on and got picked up a booking, which he will miss that game, which is a bit of a shame because Arne did say, look, the idea of playing Dom in for a cameo role was because we wanted him ready for West Ham, but he's not going to be ready for West Ham. West Ham are not in a bad state of form, unbeaten in the last 4, but they have got suspensions and injuries that they've picked up in the last couple of games, mainly in the midfield area. So hopefully we can expose those when we play them at the weekend. So yeah, Arne was asked about the contracts. He said, look, you're going to get the same old answer from me. You're going to get nothing from me. Things are going on in the background. He said, you guys are going to love 1st of January, but it's business as usual for us, which is good. He's such a calm character when he's doing these interviews. Puts me at ease. And I watch and listen to him. And he's just perfect, the way he addresses the questions that are being asked. And yeah, so obviously he did say that he was asked about Virgil. I think it's Virgil's 7 years today that he's been at the club. Where are those 7 years gone? Okay, he's had 1 full year out because of that Jordan Pickford injury. But he's just been a colossal leader. He says that. He said when we have a training session, he's there. He's the first one that he's shouting the instructions out because he believes in the method and everything. So yeah, he's been superb this season for us. I have to say he's the best centre half in the world. You point me another one out at the moment. I can't see one in Europe, in the Premier League. But snobby Arsenal, probably fans would probably say it's one of their 2 that are there. So yeah, he mentioned about looking after Jota, been out for a while. He said he would have been ready for the game. It was interesting that because obviously Diaz's father has had a suspected heart attack, so obviously his mind would have been elsewhere. I don't think Darwin Núñez would have started the game against Leicester. I think it would have been Diaz, and I think Jota would have come in for the West Ham game. So I think Jota gets a start against West Ham. Because when he came on yesterday, he did so much in his small cameo role: the runs, the shutting down, getting hold of the ball, passing it, pass and move, keeping it alive. That's what I like about him. He just had one half chance, didn't he? In the match, but yeah, he's coming up to speed, which is really good to know. So we are unbeaten away from home. Do we play better football? Maybe, maybe not. But what we do is we go out and get results away from home. And this is going to be another one of those. As I said, it's going to be a slightly tough one. 5:30 night game. West Ham unbeaten in last four. So they've got a bit of, I wouldn't say momentum, but they've controlled or calmed down where they were 3 or 4 weeks ago. So yeah, we just need to go and do our business. We are 7 points ahead. Arsenal play Ipswich tonight. Arsenal will maul Ipswich. I've no doubt about that. I can't see Ipswich getting anything out of that game. And Arsenal will come out comfortable winners. And then they just go above, they'll go above Chelsea, and they'll be 6 points behind us. But we've got a game in hand. And all we can do is keep winning our games, don't lose them, and just keep piling the pressure on the other teams. Okay, that's enough from me. So I'm still on my Christmas break, and I'm sure most of you guys are. If you like this channel, please subscribe to the channel. If you're new, thank you. Okay, like the video and share the video as well. Okay, that's enough from me. I'll do a post-match after the West Ham game. Up the Reds.